live on your radio station. It's Real Talk Radio with Dan Lane.
All right, everybody. So it's time to point out the obvious hoax that's been circulating around social media, and that is Project 2025. Oh, my God. Trump is coming in as a dictator, guys. Let me tell you something right off the muscle, right from the jump. This is 100% bullshit. For one, you do find mention of Project 2025 on the Heritage Foundation's website. However, you can't get the document from there. There are two websites that I were given when I was having this debate with someone, a few people actually, on these Democratic Facebook pages. And some of these groups, they were talking about Trump's going to set women back 100 years. Oh, my God, we're screwed. It's the end for all women. First of all, I'm sitting there going, you guys don't even know what a woman is, first of all. And secondly, nobody feels that way, literally. It's crazy to the women that I know that are voting for Trump to even suggest that. For one, we know what Trump wants to do. We're not going to listen to what you guys say. Fuck that. You're not that damn intelligent. Never have been. That's why you lose at everything. Fucking liberals. So anyway, Biden campaign behind Trump's Project2025.com election interference scheme. Now, the two websites, as I mentioned earlier, one of them where I downloaded the PDF file of the 920-page document that was supposed to be written by Trump or for Trump or in the Trump future. It is not. Those two websites that I got that document from no longer exist. That's one red flag. The second one is that it was a editable PDF file, which means I could just go in there and retitle it Libtard Manifesto or whatever and change up the words, put some they, them pronouns in there and put it right back out there and say, look, this is what the fucking left wants. You guys are not going to win with this kind of bullshit. I'm trying to tell you, people are not as dumb as you think they are. In fact, we're in the middle of a big awakening, and that's what I like to see. It's probably why they're trying to tighten the noose on everybody with their Section 230 bullshit, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But this right here, pure bullshit, all right? Trump has already laid out, as opposed to Kamala. Kamala has no plan. She has none. We sat there and watched her for 10 minutes rant about inflation, basically telling us what it isn't. We all know what it is. It's a hidden tax on the public. We know what it is. I was saying this shit was coming with that stimulus money they kept fucking pumping out. I was like, y'all better stop. I know you think you're getting those fancy big flat screen TVs so you could sit there on a lockdown and just soak up all that useless information, but we're going to be paying that money back. And we are, including me, and I didn't even get a stimulus. I didn't file for it. Fuck that. I don't need the government. See, that's the difference between one of the many differences, mind you, between the right and the left. The left, they want to be governed. They want to be enslaved. They're their own biggest enemy. They're victims of their own bullshit. So they want all of everybody to be on that same page. They claim to be the party of inclusion. They claim to be the party of love. But if you say something that they don't agree with, you are a Trumper, you're a Nazi, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a xenophobe, homophobe, whatever. The fucking bullshit they'll come up with next. But this was a hoax. Project 2025 is a hoax. Now, if you really want to get down to what Trump really wanted to do, this is what they sent to the RNC. All candidates, including Biden, got this. And quote, Project 2025 is the ideas of a religious think tank. Sent to all candidates, including Biden. Okay, here it is. We're going to go through them all, 1 through 20. All right, this should not be an issue here. Number 1, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Excuse me. Is there a problem? What's the problem with wanting to secure your nation? If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. So right now, because of NAFTA and because of the Democrats' blatant disregard for the immigration laws and the immigration system altogether, we have a full-fledged invasion going on. There's drugs coming across the border with the same freedom as a UPS driver. There's guns going back and forth. Same thing. Yeah, you get stopped every now and then, but let's say you're shipping 5 loads. 1 load gets busted, the other 4 gets through. It's not rocket science, people. It's really not. If you don't have a border, you don't have security. If you don't have security, you don't have freedom. It's just that simple. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Now, I don't know exactly how he's going to pull this off. My guess it would be sending out law enforcement, maybe even orchestrating citizen-comprised militia to go after them, round them up. I don't know how he plans to do that. But for one, I'm getting sick and tired of watching these guys get fed the silver spoon while our own people are living in the streets, strung out on fentanyl and starving and burning up to death, freezing to death. I'm tired of seeing it. While these guys, you come over here, they get a Visa card with $7,500 on it. They get a cell phone. They get chaperoned around the country. They get hotel accommodations. Fuck that shit. How is nobody pissed off about that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm the wrong one here. I mean, I don't get it. Number 3, end inflation and make America affordable again. Well, once again, Jesus Christ, we can't have that, can we? God, we just can't have that. That number 3 right there is better than any policy Kamala even thinks about having. You go to her website. What has she got? Nothing. She's more concerned about abortion and taking away assault weapons. Honk, honk. Oh, and wouldn't you know, giving immaculate health care to illegals. So if you're an American citizen and you're voting in the presidential election this year, just know that if you're voting for blue, no matter who, you're voting for people that don't give a frog's fat ass about you. It's not you they want. It's not you they're pampering. We're being replaced. That's exactly what it is. And if they do start a big war and they implement the draft, well, not to worry. We have a whole influx of migrants that came in here that's going to keep the economy going while our kids are over there getting their heads blown off for no fucking reason at all. But that's a whole other story, and we'll get to that later. Number 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. Well, we were very well on our way. We were energy independent on the first week in office. What does Joe Biden do? Cuts the Keystone Pipeline, cost over 4,000 jobs. God only knows how many divorces he caused, how many repossessions took place. I mean, God, can you just imagine it? Then what does he do? Goes over to Putin and says, you can open up Nord Stream. Gives him the green light. Shut our shit down, handed it over to Russia, and you thought Trump was Putin's puppet. The hell did Putin have to gain from Trump? Nothing, except be on his best behavior. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing power. We need more made in America shit. Everything we have is made in China. And I don't understand people that love Apple so much. You're buying from the Chinese Communist Party. They fucking hate you. Okay? They hate you. But the left, they tend to love who would just assume look them in the face before they destroy them. At Queers for Palestine. Oh, God. I thought, who wants to tell them? These aren't the brightest bunch, and to think that they have a say-so in who runs our country is just, God. That's anything that should keep you up at night. It's that. But no, we need to bring back manufacturing. We need to be the supplier. United States was once a great country. That's what Make America Great Again stands for. The left, oh, you want to go back to the slave days? Oh, shut the fuck up. God, shut up, you people. Just shut up. Let the adults handle this. And I love how they say that. Let the adults handle this. Okay. Yeah, you're such an adult. Another one of the major differences between the left and the right. Fundamentally, we agree on a lot of things, like free health care. I think health care should be free. Hell, they're going to give it to the fucking immigrants, the fucking illegals that aren't even supposed to be here. Why not give it to us? Of course, we're going to pay for it either way from either side. We do agree that education should be free. Actual education, mind you, not gender studies 101. We need to teach people how to survive in the real world. We need to bring these kids up in the way they should go. We're bass-backwards in this shit. See, we agree on things until you get to the men can get pregnant bullshit. Nah, that's when we got to cut it off. That's where it becomes extreme. And yes, it is. And no, they can't. Nip that one in the ass right there. Number 6, large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. You know what really pissed me off about that shit is the reason why Trump wants to cut taxes for workers finally is because he wants to break down the government. He wants to tear down certain parts of the government that do not serve the people. Okay? The 3-letter agencies, the ones that are always hiding shit from us, that are actively engaging and staging coups and all this shit, defund them. Get them the hell out of here. We don't need them anymore. They don't do anything. So if you cut all that spending, of course you could cut taxes on it so we get to keep more of our money. That's why when Trump was in office for 4 years as a small business owner, I loved every bit of it because I got to keep more of my money. How dare you, you evil right-wing conspiracy theorist? And taxing tips, I mean, God, how chicken shit is that? I remember when Biden said they were going to go after the tips. I was like, are you kidding me? And he beefed up the IRS for all of you guys. Well, he created jobs. Well, yeah, if you're an IRS agent, I guess you're doing pretty good. Who the hell would ever go? I mean, do you know how much waiters and waitresses make an hour? It's like $213, $215 an hour. They depend on tips to live, and they're out there busting their ass going from one side of the place to the other to make sure and do a lot of ass kissing to make sure that people are comfortable, well-fed, and well taken care of. And you think the government deserves to come in and take some of that money? You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of literally every mobster movie you've ever seen. But Trump is the mobster. Right? He's the mob guy. He's the big guy, right? Well, not exactly, because he wants to take away the tax on tips. This is a big one. Number 7, defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Holy fucking shit. Did he really say that? That's just scary right there. My God. To harvest the ideas our founding fathers had. Whew. Sure, they're turning over in their graves, ready to come back and kill Trump over that one. Number 8, prevent World War III. Now, why wouldn't anybody want to do that? Restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. All made in America. Well, I don't see how that's a terrible idea. Why would we want to protect ourselves? Why would you want to do that? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's somebody else's job to protect you, right? Number 9, end the weaponization of government against the American people. Again, that's just a horrible thing. We wouldn't want to rid ourselves of a tyrannical government before it even begins, do we? Number 10, stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders. I just don't understand the problem with this either. Unless you are in a gang, unless you're a drug dealer, or unless you're a violent offender, I don't see why you'd be offended by this. Number 11, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C. Well, you got to destroy it first, and I am not exactly opposed to it. Making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Here we go again. Some more radical bullshit. That's just too far right for me. I can't deal with that. Come on. We wouldn't want to rebuild a city that's been laid to ruins. It smells like piss and shit. Now, would we? Number 12, strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I would assume the first step is getting rid of the men in dresses that are in high-ranking positions. Maybe we should do that first, because we're not exactly looking like the stronghold of the world right now, are we? I swear to God, if I were a leader of another country that was like an enemy of the United States and I could see everything that's happening, like on YouTube, on TikTok, and everything that comes out of America, I'd be laughing my ass off thinking, what a fucking joke. Look at this dude, 7'2", wearing a dress, a fucking Civil War beard, and high heels, talking about, I'm a woman! I'd be laughing my ass off. We're a fucking laughingstock. You guys tried to say we were a laughingstock under Trump. Well, I can tell you this right now, if they were laughing at us, they were doing it quietly. Very fucking quietly. Plus, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that, no, we weren't the laughing stock of the world. We were respected under Trump. Get offended of that if you want to. I don't give a whopping shit. Number 13, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Well, I think it may be a little late for that. We may have to go to war over that one if we want to maintain that. But see, what you don't understand is oil. There's really, there hasn't been anything backing up our dollar for a long time. Gold is the true currency. And there's talks about going back to the gold standard, which some economists say that's not a good idea. It may be a very dramatic change that people couldn't adjust to very quickly. I don't know. Our dollar isn't worth shit anymore. You used to go to Mexico with $20, you can come back with all kinds of shit. Go to the Philippines with $500, you'd have a 2-week vacation. And that's dinner, lodging, accommodations, all kinds of shit. Not anymore. They don't even like our currency over there anymore. Our currency's not really respected anywhere anymore. Number 14, fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. Okay, great. Social Security is our money anyway. We work our asses off. Well, a lot of us do. Now, you neo-libs that are off to the side on your laptops fighting against this shit on social media while you're sitting at a Starbucks drinking your soy lattes out of your penis-shaped straws. Oh, my God. Pretty sure you guys don't even know what Social Security actually is, but it's our money. It's basically like just look at it like a savings account. They take money out of your check every single week or every 2 weeks or every month, however the hell you're paid. They put it into your Social Security fund, and when you retire, you get that money, or a portion of it anyway. Looks to me like Trump wants to give it all back. I don't see the problem with that either. That always pissed me off. It's like, wait, dude, you've worked for 40 years. You should be getting a way bigger check than that. Well, yeah, but they take a huge chunk of it. Of course they do, because they're fucking greedy assholes. Trump wants to give it back. What is the problem? Number 15, cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. Well, here we go again. Electric vehicles are pieces of shit. I've had firsthand experience with them. They're shit, okay? And pay close attention this winter. Pay very close attention, because every local news station out there is going to get up there and tell you, you guys need to keep your thermostats at a certain level so that our power grid can handle it. Same for in the summer. But this is a great time for everybody to be driving EVs, right? Jesus Christ. Do you guys just want to see the country burn? Do you have any forethought, any foresight at all to see any of this coming before it happens? This is why you guys lose, why you're losing now, and why you will continue to lose until you get that PhD in common fucking sense. Until then, you guys continue to think you're the smart ones. That's funny. Number 16, cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. Abso-fucking-lutely. Because none of that shit an elementary school or junior high school needs to hear. Okay? They don't need to hear any of that shit. For one, it's the parents' job to talk about sexuality, okay? Not the teacher. Critical race theory? Oh, yeah. The evil white man that's been keeping the boots on the back of your necks the whole time. That shit needs to go away. Yes, we need to understand history and we need to learn from history, but you don't need to mock every little bit of curriculum you can and make it race-related. Radical gender ideology? It's exactly what it is, ideology. We don't need to learn ideologies in school. We need to learn how to survive in the real world. That's what we need to do. I don't care what you think you want to be when you grow up when you're in the 6th fucking grade. I wanted to be a goddamn rock star. I knew one kid wanted to be Bigfoot. I mean, he was a glue-eating motherfucker, but, you know, to this day, he's probably voting for Harris if he's still alive. But we need to reform our public education. We used to rank in all kinds of shit. We were the great, I mean, the biggest thinkers in the world. We were solving problems. We were curing disease. We were doing all kinds of stuff. Now, I mean, shit, we have to consult other countries in terms of shit like basic as, how do you cure a cold? We don't know how to cure a cold, but we can turn a man into a woman, can't we? That's the kind of dystopia these idiots want to live in. It's insane to me. If you guys keep it up, we'll just all pitch in. I'll do a GoFundMe. I'll buy you an island in the Philippines, and we'll ship you all over there, and you could just live happily ever fucking after. You could poison the waters over there with your bullshit. Number 17. Keep men out of women's sports. Well, that's a no-brainer. Number 18, deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our colleges, campuses safe and patriotic again. Yeah, absolutely. You could be pro whatever the hell you want to, but when you start assaulting people and when you and attacking folks, there's an issue. You shouldn't just be deported. You should be imprisoned because that is what gives birth to much greater forms of violence later on down the road. When people get insane ideologies and they think they got to fight for it, that's when you see a dude run into a bus station with a backpack on. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. Did you know that Virginia defortified a few days ago? Certain parts of Arizona did. Alabama, they're doing that. We're getting rid of these fucking voting machines so the IT industry can't get in there and start hacking shit. We're not going to allow that to happen anymore, okay? So you guys go ahead and start flopping around on the floor like a bunch of fish and kicking and screaming and all that because I got a feeling you're going to lose because most Americans are tired of the bullshit. Like I said in previous videos, average voters, they vote with their wallets. They don't vote with their feelings like you guys are doing with this Kamala Harris and Tim Walz freak. This guy's over here, like, just savory. You see him bouncing on the stage. Yeah, look at me. Okay, bye. So he's all coddling kids and shit. That's not a symbol of strength. That's a symbol of suspicion. Like, I don't know if I'd leave that dude alone with my kids at all. What are you talking about? He had a daughter. Yeah, so did Joe Biden. He's got a daughter, too. One you hardly hear about because she doesn't really want to talk to people about her diary. Yeah, just because you have a kid doesn't make you something special. John Wayne Gacy had kids. He's got a daughter. Okay. Whatever you say. Last but not least, unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. I'm not sure what all that means, but I would assume, given all these other parts up here, that we're leading toward a better educational system, better jobs, manufacturing being brought back by the U.S. for the U.S., I don't understand why that's such a radical thing. And if you want to talk about the Democratic Party, I'll do that into the next video where we can go over what they really want, what their plan is to tackle. Do you think Kamala Harris has a comprehensive plan like this? She does not. Go over to her campaign website and look at her policies. You won't find shit because she has none. You got people saying, well, she did come into the game. I don't give a damn when she came into the fucking game. She was supposed to be ready to step up to the plate the second she took that VP position because that's the second place. We all saw Biden going downhill. He could have croaked at any given moment. And matter of fact, he could already have. We don't know. But going back over to this part right here, defending our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms, they didn't mention Section 230 repealing it in here. And that's what he wanted to do, was repeal Section 230. Now, if you don't know what Section 230 is, well, it's basically policing your speech online. If you go to England, there are people being arrested for shit that they say on social media. Things that could be construed as otherwise offensive or harmful. Not just talking about people saying, I'm going to go over there and blow up so-and-so or such and such, or, things like that. It's literally everything. And they even admit it's not a crime that they're being arrested for per se, but it's in violation. And they're putting people in prison for 20 months for just saying things that are considered offensive and harmful. He hurt my feelings. That's the cancel culture right there in America. That's what they want here. Trump wanted to repeal it and establish an internet bill of rights because it is a place where we all speak. Your rights shouldn't end because you log on to a fucking computer. That's the way we all communicate nowadays. So it's still essential to have freedom of speech. You don't want a world where you come into some knowledge and you're like, oh my God, I found the cure for this. I want to share it with the world. Fuck me. They took it down. There's police at my door. You don't want that. Trust me. That's not what you want. I know the left says that's what they want because in their little minds, they think all the right-wingers are going away. No, it's going to apply to you too, sugar tits. It's going to apply both ways. All the useful idiots throughout history were the first ones to get dealt with. So you guys might want to take a look at history instead of trying to erase it, which, that brings me to the book banning thing. They're like, oh my God, they want to ban books. No, nobody wants to ban books. They just want to take out inappropriate content in age-appropriate schools. That's it. You could still go to your library and get this. You could still order it online. It's not banned. If you guys had such a problem with banning shit, why the hell are you spray painting monuments and tearing down statues? It's that double standard we're always hearing about. You live in England and you say something offensive that they think is offensive or could be construed as a threat or something harmful, they will come arrest your ass. That's what they want here. Trump wanted to repeal it. He wanted to get rid of it. He wants you to have the freedom of speech. He wants you to be able to express yourself how you choose to express yourself. And yes, there's going to be differentiated opinions. There's going to be conflicted opinions. There's going to be opinions that align with it. But you don't want to start sending people and make that a trend to prison because they say something that you don't agree with, because that is going to work both fucking ways. And when it happens to you, you're not going to be able to say, but I voted for you. We don't give a shit who or what you voted for. So I hope this pretty much wraps it up. I know you guys are feeble-minded and you panic easily and you don't recognize propaganda when you see it, but Project 2025 was a load of bullshit. Trump was not lying to you when he said he had nothing to do with it. These were written for, I don't care if they worked for him. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything. Look, if you're going to sit here and believe that Kamala Harris, while in the White House next to Joe Biden, had no idea about his cognitive decline, if you're going to believe that, and they were in the same building in the same damn room. Shit. If you're going to believe she honestly didn't know, and the networks that covered it up, they didn't know about it either, okay. We were all watching the same guy fumble around, have intimate moments with stairs and sandbags, forgetting what country he's in, forgetting who the vice president is, forgetting his wife's name, forgetting the state he was standing in, shaking hands with invisible people, falling off of bicycles, struggling to sum up America in one single word, and that heartfelt speech about his hairy legs and the kids that used to come up and rub the hair down, and we're just like, this dude right here. And now we got Kamala. She's not that much better. You do understand that, right? You're not going to get shit with Kamala, but more is what we got right now. It's only going to get worse, and you guys are going to bitch about that. Well, it's Trump's fault. Trump's the one that did it. Okay. You guys are still going to blame Orange Man. 30 years from now, y'all still be blaming shit on Trump.